Well, we are with you, and we would like to welcome you to this place and say that we are very glad that you have come. We were organizing our troops at the same time that you were organizing yours to bring together those important information points for you that will be having for you access to the information that you're seeking for the coming together in union of the peoples of your planet. And we say peoples because this is the place of peoples in this continent. You think about it, this is the place of peoples. In this place you have more opportunity to influence the world than from any other place, because if you have 10 people here from different countries, you are also affecting from their linear vibration all of the countries that they represent. See, all of the countries that they have touched, and of course most prominently their country of origin. So what you want to remember is that you are dynamically in the hub of a powerful and unified force which is directed through the continent, through the people, through the union of all of the aspects that you seek to bring together. The first principle that we are operating within this kind of context is, as we have indicated, the one called cooperation, that you are operating coordinately together so that there are pieces of information that are held by more than one person. You see, everybody here knows something different than what everybody else in the room knows, but you may not know what it is. So your first exercise might be to say, what is it that I know that is important, you see? Because once you understand the dynamics of cooperation, it becomes that you no longer have to hold those learnings, but you can share them dynamically in every moment. And that what begins to happen is that you create layers upon layers upon layers of union through the practice of your being. In other words, you create the layers of union because you have within you abilities, gifts, leanings, focus. You want to do something that he doesn't want to do. He wants to do something that you don't want to do. Fine. But you see, nowhere on this continent is there specifically an organization or what you might call a group that is dedicated to finding out what those abilities and what those resources are, to make them available so everyone has something to share and everyone has what they need and everything is coming together in a way that is synchronistic. Now, the way to teach about magic is to create it, right? So if you decide that you want to write down your gifts, give your gifts, make them available, and then other people come and there are sharings and movements and all of these connections, then people begin to recognize that there is magic because they begin to find exactly what they need wherever they need it and with whatever particular process they might be going through, because they have access to information, to understanding, to experience, to knowledge, to resource, to practical things that they don't have otherwise. So they stop feeling alone, and they start feeling a part of a very beautiful network. And the network, they don't have to believe anything to belong to. They only have to have an experience that teaches them something so they have something to share. So the way that this is framed is as an open-ended exchange of being, so that you have cooperation that is, in a sense, dynamically related to being, so that there are no religious connotations, there are no demographic or cultural or racial considerations, or educational considerations. The only thing that the person has to have is a life force. You know, they have to be on the planet, breathing, walking around with the current of life, and they have something special. But you see, the world is, of course, full of people who don't think that they're special. You all in this room know that you are special. And you know that you're special because you have unified with your fibers, with your currents, with your lights, with your spaces of being. So then it doesn't matter for you anymore that you are human, because you know that it is not all that there is. But all of these people around here don't know that. They think this is all that there is. And it's a pretty bad experience for many people because they don't know better. And you cannot teach them through education. You have to teach them through the heart. You have to teach them through creating a vibration that they can relate to, that's going to come to them cross-culturally. across the barriers of the separation that are imposed by the people of the planet. So what it is that you want to create, in a sense, through your designs, because all of you have a design that affects other people. You are not, like what you say, individual souls who are only concerned about your own evolution. You have all graduated from that particular grade. You see, what you are all here for is the experience of oneness. Nothing else really matters. And if you keep it separate into a spiritual framework, it helps to perpetuate the separation. It's no different than the blacks not liking the whites and the white not liking the blacks, because there's something different. What do you have in common? You only have one thing in common, and that's your life force. What you have in common with all of the species, which it's very necessary for you to communicate with, is your life force. So your life force, and training yourself, actually training yourself to respond to that more than you respond to your external five-sense stimuli, begins to bring you into accordance with life, with being, with creation, and with the processes that need to be established on the planet that will bring you to the point where you no longer consider anything, because you have your heart so open there's nothing to consider.